You get in the driver's seat, jam the key in, and twist it as fast as humanly possible, eager to get on the road. You think you are just starting a machine, but in reality, you are violently waking up a complex computer network and a hydraulic system that isn't ready for you yet. That split-second decision to skip the handshake between your car's brain and its sensors is the reason your fuel pump is dying early, your battery is straining, and your throttle body is losing its calibration. I have replaced countless starters, ring gears, and fuel pumps on cars that were barely 5 years old, simply because the owner treated the ignition sequence like a light switch instead of a launch procedure. There is a right way to wake up your engine, and there is the way 90% of drivers do it, which slowly kills it. If you want to stop abusing your car every single morning and learn the startup ritual that adds years to your engine, hit that subscribe button for Car Care Xpert right now. I am going to explain the 2-second rule that saves your fuel system, why touching the gas pedal is actually confusing your car's computer, and the specific accessory mistake that kills batteries in the winter. We will cover the bulb check that could save you from buying a lemon, and I'll explain why shifting into drive too fast is essentially taking a sledgehammer to your transmission. Stick around, because detail number 10 is a habit almost everyone does in the driveway that ruins your spark plugs and dilutes your oil. Number 1, skipping the prime phase. The most common mistake drivers make is turning the key from off all the way to start in one fluid motion. When your car sits overnight, the fuel pressure in the lines drops as the fuel bleeds back into the tank. If you crank the engine immediately, the injectors are trying to fire without full pressure, leading to a long, struggling crank time that puts massive heat into your starter motor. You need to turn the key to the on or accessory position and pause for 2 seconds. Listen closely and you will hear a faint hum. That is the fuel pump priming the system and building the necessary PSI. Once the hum stops, then you crank. This ensures the engine fires on the first rotation, saving wear on your battery and starter. Number 2, leaving high draw accessories on. If you left your AC blasting, your heated seats on, and your headlights set to auto when you parked last night, you are punishing your battery the next morning. When you crank the engine, the starter motor draws hundreds of amps of electricity. It is the single most demanding event for the electrical system. If the battery is also trying to power blower motors and heating elements at the same exact moment, the voltage can drop too low. This voltage sag causes the starter to spin slower and can even spike the sensitive electronics in your ECU. Always turn off your climate control, lights, and wipers before you shut the car off, so the battery can dedicate 100% of its energy to the starter the next time you turn the key. Number 3, touching the gas pedal. If you learned to drive on a carbureted car from the 70s, you probably have a habit of tapping the gas pedal before or during cranking. On a modern fuel-injected car, this is the worst thing you can do. Modern cars use drive-by-wire technology where the gas pedal is just an electronic signal to the computer. When you turn the key to on, the computer runs a quick calibration check to find the 0 position of the throttle body. If your foot is resting on the pedal, the computer reads that open angle as 0. This leads to a car that idles too high, surges at stoplights, or has jerky acceleration. Keep your feet flat on the floor until the engine is running. Number 4, ignoring the bulb check. When you turn the key to the on position, every light on your dashboard, check engine, ABS, airbag, oil pressure, should light up for a few seconds. This is the bulb check. It proves that the warning systems are active and the bulbs aren't burnt out. Unscrupulous sellers will often remove the check engine bulb or put tape over it to hide a major problem. If you skip this step and just crank the car, you might never know that your airbag system is offline or your oil pressure warning light is broken. Make it a habit to watch for that Christmas tree of lights. If one doesn't light up, you are flying blind without a warning system. Number 5, the radio masking mistake. We all love music, but blasting the radio the second you get in the car is a diagnostic error. The sound of your engine cranking tells you everything about its health. A slow, groaning crank means a weak battery or starter, A high-pitched whine could mean the starter gear is missing teeth. A clatter on startup could mean your timing chain tensioners are failing. If the radio is booming, you miss these early auditory warning shots. Keep the radio off until the engine is running smooth. Your ears are the first line of defense against a $1,000 repair bill. Don't plug them up with noise. Number 6, starting with the steering wheel locked. If you park on a hill or turn the wheels sharply against the curb, the steering wheel often locks in place, putting massive tension on the ignition cylinder. If you try to force the key to turn while the wheel is bound up tight, you can snap the delicate wafers inside the ignition lock cylinder or even bend the key itself. Before you try to turn the key, gently wiggle the steering wheel left and right to relieve the tension. You will feel the moment the pressure releases, allowing the key to turn freely. Forcing it is the quickest way to get stranded with a key that won't turn, or worse, a key that snaps off inside the column. Number 7, the instant shift to drive. Once the engine roars to life, most people immediately slam the gear selector into drive or reverse. This is brutal for your transmission. When an engine first starts, it enters a high idle mode, revving at around 1,200 to 1,500 RPM to warm up the catalytic converter quickly. If you drop the transmission into gear while the engine is spinning that fast, you send a massive shock wave through the driveline, slamming the planetary gears and stressing the CV joints. Wait just 10 to 15 seconds. You will hear the engine RPM drop down to a normal idle of around 800. That is your signal to shift. It makes the engagement smooth and doubles the life of your transmission mounts. Number 8, ignoring the oil pressure light. After the engine catches, your eyes should be glued to one specific spot on the dashboard. The oil pressure light, the little red oil can. It should turn off almost instantly, within 1 or 2 seconds. If that light stays on for 4 or 5 seconds while the engine is running, you are doing catastrophic damage. It means the oil filter is empty or the pump is weak and your bearings are spinning dry. Many drivers just look at the road and drive off, never noticing that the light lingered too long. If you see that light stay on, shut the engine off immediately. It is the only warning you get before the engine seizes. Number 9, the wiper drag start. In the winter or after a heavy rain, your windshield wipers can freeze to the glass or be heavy with wet leaves. If you left the wiper switch in the on position when you park, the moment you turn the key, the wiper motor will try to force those frozen blades across the glass. This often strips the plastic gears inside the wiper transmission or burns out the wiper motor fuse instantly. Always ensure your wipers are switched to off before you turn the ignition. It is a simple check that saves you from driving in the rain with no way to clear your windshield. Number 10, the short move syndrome. This is a specific habit that destroys engines over time. You go out to the driveway just to move the car 10 feet to let your spouse out, or to shuffle cars around, and then you shut it off immediately. When you start a cold engine, the computer dumps extra fuel into the cylinders to help it run. If you shut it off before the engine gets hot, that raw fuel doesn't burn off. It washes down the cylinder walls and dilutes your oil. It also leaves moisture in the exhaust that rots your muffler from the inside out. If you have to start the car, let it run for at least 5 minutes to get some heat into the block. Never cold start and immediately shut down. It is the equivalent of choking your engine on gas. Starting your car seems like the simplest thing in the world, but it is actually a precise mechanical ballet. If you rush the dancers, someone is going to trip and break a leg. By simply pausing for the fuel pump, turning off the accessories, and waiting for that idle to drop, you are treating your machine with the respect that engineering demands. These small habits cost you maybe 10 seconds of your day, but they save you thousands of dollars in premature repairs. If this video changed your morning routine, smash that like button and share it with a friend who is always in a rush. Turn the key slowly, listen to your engine, and I will see you in the next one.